皆様こんにちは。お集まりいただきありがとうございます。12時30分となりましたので、これより2階青の広間にてトークセッションデジタルクローンアーキテクチャは浪江町で生まれサウジで実装されるをスタートしたいと思います。皆様、たくさんの方にお集まりをいただいております。階段の入り口ですとか通路、エレベーター付近は、できるだけ開けていただくようにご協力をお願いしたいと思います。それでは、まずはじめにこの、トークセッションにご登壇いただく皆様をお呼びしたいと思います。皆様ご入場ください。
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Taishi Aizawa from the CEO of the ADAAC and also the Executive Vice President of the Aizawa Concrete Corporation. And today, we have the guests from the overseas and also a lot of the overseas guests are watching this conference. So we will do this conference in the English, but don't worry, the translate is going here by the AI, and also the English is going on. So maybe you guys can read the English, not can hear, but can read the English. So I think it's okay. So please enjoy this session. Okay? Okay. So the title is the Digital Clone Architecture Born in Namiye Machi and Implement in Saudi. So the Aizawa Concrete Corporation is going now to the next stage to the Saudi. And so we want to talk about this kind of the thing. But the first, we need to introduce about what kind of the Saudi is and why we are collaborating with the Saudi. So we are doing that kind of the session, so please enjoy. Okay, so the first, we will introduce our guest today. First, we have Mashael Bin Saedan. Mashael Bin Saedan is the CEO of SAEDAN For Development, who has partnered with us, the joint venture in the housing construction industry in Saudi. And the next, sitting next to me, is that we have Mohammed Al Hawaii, the representative of the Ministry of the Investment of the Saudi, and who is leading the initiatives such as the attracting investment from the Japan and the companies to the Saudi. And we have Yasujiro Miyake-san, yes, the director of the Middle East and Africa Division Trade Policy Bureau. And lastly, joining us from the online, we have Goshi Yonekura-san. Hi, Goshi-san. He's an AI developer and has been working together with us on the development of the digital clone architecture and SyncWorld. So he's joining us from the Canada today. So there are the above guests. So now what is like the implement of the digital clone in the Saudi? So first, I want to introduce you guys why we are collaborating with the Saudi and why we are trying to do the digital clone architecture. So the first of the opening event, our president says that this place is the UI, the connection place. So we want the connection with a lot of people to do the next stage of the architecture. So I want to first introduce some kind of documents. So please sit beside the opposite place. And I will go to this next stage. Okay. Okay, let's start it. So, how many people does know about the Saudi? I think most of the people knows the name, but what kind of, oh, so Miyake-san, come on, okay. So, Saudi is now very increasing and development is so increasing and increasing. It's very large scale. and it's very interesting. It's so fun to do the business. I want to know that everyone, the potential of the Saudi. So, thank you for the document, Mohammed-san, that to introduce the Saudi. So, Saudi says that the Vision 2030, the launch in the 2016, the Vision 2030 is the Saudi Arabians' blueprint for the future of the very heart of the Saudi Arabians, the ambitious social, culture, and economic transformation. So this country is wanted to be transformation and go over and over. So to know about how the large scale of the Saudi Arabian in the project, there's some kind of it's called a mega project or like the giga project. So there's really, really huge scale of the project in Saudi. Or like, so for example, like the Neon project, and this is called the line. I think you see that how kind of the large scale is this. It's making the city by the long, long straight line and making the huge straight city. That's the line project. In the photo of this straight line, this is just one of the big city. This is the one big city his construction is. These kind of the mega giga project is going on in the Saudi. It's so big. So I want you to know that Saudi is very interesting place to be in the next place for the business. And also like these kind of the Red Sea project is like to make the kind of the islands of the resort islands, or like making the city on the sea, like the Oxygen project. So this photo is taken with Mashael-san, and this is the picture is that we make the joint venture with the SAEDAN group. It's called the SAEDAN BT. And we're now trying to do the project of making the structure of the housing project. This is what we are doing to trying. So we are trying to make the housing, the structure part by the PC, like this place. The RDM center is everything is the PC making the concrete, but we are trying to do the next stage to use this to the housing project. And this housing project is so huge and so huge. This is the one of the example, and imagine that like this kind of the scale, there's more 100 or 1,000, that kind of the large scales housing, because Saudi is now changing. Now it's the 45% of the people have the house, but it's now trying to make that almost 70% to everyone to make the housing. So there's a lot of business chance. So we are going to there and making this the new project to bring this kind of the PC technology. But we have a technology, PC technology, but the one more point is the problem is that Saudi project is too scaled, so big. It's so exciting, but it's so big. So the traditional way, maybe it's very difficult to the structure it. So we have to change our mind. We have to make the future. We have to make the future of the architecture. So we're challenging. That's the digital clone architecture project. So the first of things, what we want to say it is that the components of the concrete has the differences. So these kind of the thing is showing in the first floors, the LED, how many people, I don't know, see the signage, but that kind of the story we are talking about. And we'll go in this. So the differences. So PC has the differences by the CAD or like the plan. So we don't regularly think about it, but there's a lot of differences by the CAD. Also, like this RDM center, there's also a lot of differences. So with the CAD and the point cloud we collected, and we compare it, there's almost every pieces have the differences, and we show it in the color, how it's have the differences. And also like the place that's on the ground, or like the putting on the construction part, or like the tension part. And the time, the components will become, the shape will become more different and become differences. So the components is not as like the plan, like the CAD. We have to think that this is the individual. So we have to make the concrete components as the individual. So that's what we are calling the clone, making the digital clone to the concrete components. So this is the way we try to making is the heat map. So heat map, why we are trying to make it is because to recognize with the human and the AI is the both we can do it. So AI can recognize with the color information, and we can recognize with the color. So AI and we can both understanding, so we try to make this kind of the style. And when we use the heat map and put the color, it becomes the text data. So what is the important is everything is becoming to the text data. So what we want to say it is, what we are showing this is the here of the parts of the RDM center parts. So the color of the blue is exactly same as the CAD, but like the red one have the differences or the gaps. So every part of the here has this kind of parts. But if we try to make with the AI, we can construct like this kind of the huge architecture. So the text is the most important thing that we can use it, because we want them to dialogue it. So like the ChatGPT, like now it's become increasing like the day and day. It's become the more new information, but we want to do that in the concrete, the physical one, the dialogue. So what ChatGPT is doing is that regularly we think that to conversation with the ChatGPT that they are speaking, but they are not speaking. They are just making how the percent will become. So if we said the question, like next it will become the is and how and to, the ChatGPT is just thinking about like this. Not they are recognizing, that they are not understanding. That's the point. So if we make it the concrete to the text and we machine learning it, we can make it more and more the physical one to learning to the AI, and they can calculate it to how to solve the plan. That's what we are trying to do, and that's the digital clone architecture. So the dialogue, the concrete components will dialogue. They are blue and blue, and when we put it on, once it will become the red because it's different from the plan. But it will become to red, blue. They dialogue and they make it how this the right way to construct in the good way. So that's not, the plan is not the point. Dialogue is the point. Dialogue will make through to how to make this plan. And the future of this, with the digital clone architecture, we are trying to make with working with the robots. Because Saudi is really hot. And about 45 degrees in it. It's really hot to working. So we want to work with the robots and also the largest scale project in the overseas. We cannot see it every project, so we have to control the project in the AI. So we are trying to do this kind of the things. So for us, we're making the plan and measuring and making the construction by a lot of people by measuring it one by one, as RDM was doing construction with this side. But we want to go to the next stage for the future of our architects. When we make the concrete components, the robots will scanning and cloning it, and it will conversation, the dialogue, the plan will be optimized to the real time, optimize and optimize. And finally, in the optimized plan, the robots will work with us. That's our future. So, to make our future with the robots, with the working together, we are trying to make this kind of the world, sync world. Sync world is the digital and the physical is sync in the real time. That kind of the world we are trying to make it. So, and we are trying to making this by using the blockchain. The blockchain, we will control the place information, just the place information. So, like the money in the blockchain, where it's send it and where we receive it, it's same. The components where it moves from here to there, that kind of the data, that's just the important things. So we collect the data of the point of the position and machine learning to the AI. So blockchain can machine learning, and we can control the place and where is it. That's the digital clone, that's the sync world, what we are trying to do and make it. So if we can do that, that information of the physical components is where as like the digital information in the same place. So robot can recognize as we are seeing it. So today, I think it will the Dagi robots will walk around in this RDM center. He is walking around by using the sync world. He recognized the information of the place and try to make the how where I can walk. And we can, he's walking around, so please watch after this conversation. So this is what we are trying to thinking about in the Saudi. So digital clone architecture is very important in the Saudi. We are trying to make the sync world and the digital clone architecture in the Saudi from this RDM center. So in this kind of the beginning of the session that we know that the how is the Saudi is important and how is fun and the digital clone architecture and sync world. So let's begin for the talk session, okay? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, everyone, go back to the first place. Yes. Okay, let's start with the talk session. Maybe every mic is off, so put it on. Yeah. Okay, for the first theme. Okay, the compatibility and the benefits of the digital clone architecture for the Saudi Arabian mega and the giga project, exploring the potential synergy between digital clone architecture and Saudi Arabian large-scale developments. What kind of the thing that you think about, Mashael-san? It's anything that you think it is okay for the.
I strongly believe this steps is the future of transformation, real estate sector and construction sector, not only in Saudi Arabia, but also in the world.
Yes,
globally.
Of course. We have to start it from here. And,
yeah, and that's what we are looking for, to work together to closely under Japan and Saudi Vision 2030 with the support of both governments and as a private sector, integrate to each together with Ozawa company through our GV, and then start export that technology not only in Saudi Arabia but globally by giving a franchise and so on. This technology, when you are just explaining, I imagine and I'm smiling because I see it reality. I see how we can move faster in our project, because always in any project as a real estate developer, the huge risk is the construction company. So never ever a project done on time and without any delay or many challenge in it. By utilizing the advanced technology and have also the fourth and industrial revolution, which will transform the real estate sector. This sector have a lot of a challenge, and I think not only Saudi Arabia need this solution, but globally, because most of countries looking for the affordability. Affordable housing is becoming an issue, especially after COVID-19. Also, many countries suffer from the war and rebuilding the country, like Yemen, and now what we face in Ukraine, and so on. This solution can give the chance to have high quality project with less cost and efficient also in terms of timing. So that will bring to the market a solution, and for most of the pain we are feeling around the world. And as our Highness the Prince always said, Saudi Arabia will be the hub of the technology, and we are welcoming digitalization. We are very advanced on all digital platform as a Saudi government, and from this stage I welcome all of you to Saudi Arabia to see the real transformation which has been happened under 2030 vision, under our leadership of Highness the Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and also our King Salman. When you are talking, I just remember our Highness the Prince statement in 2017. He said, I will transfer the construction sector by using robots to build it. And he's inspiring us. And one of my dreams is to make his dream in reality. So I'm so happy that we achieve it, and now it's in reality, and this center has been built with the technology. Robots is there. You can be seeing is believing by the end. Always when we are talking about a dream, people believe, oh, that's impossible. This is just a dream. But now we decide to announce that when we already have the proof of concept to show this is not a dream. This is a reality. And this is the real transformation. Starting with Japanese, which Japan is the most advanced country in terms of technology, and Saudi is the hub of the technology. Together, we make the future. Together, we are the future.
Yes. Thank you, Mashael-san. Okay, thank you. And for connecting in that story, the Mohammed-san, the RDM Center is a facility where people can freely come and go, and serving as a focal point as the connecting the individuals. So this place is expected to become a significant facility for Japan and Japanese companies to develop and interested in Saudi Arabia, and serve as a catalyst for the Saudi companies to expand into Japan. So as someone who actively promotes the attraction of the Japanese company at the Ministry of Investment, I would appreciate if you can share any thoughts of the significance of the creation of such a place.
Thank you, Mr. Taishi, and allow me to express my gratitude for having the opportunity to participate in this fruitful event. Indeed, it is significant and important to us that we nurture and promote such collaboration between your good company, Aizawa Group, and one of the leading Saudi companies, Bin Saedan Group. It is significant to us in many aspects, but perhaps the key aspects are having partnership as a starting point to collaborate and promote technologies that will help each country achieve its economic and sustainability goals. For example, we have an ambitious national transformation strategy that you already briefed us about, which is by the name Vision 2030. And with it, we have very specified goals and objectives that we aim to achieve. One of the main objectives is increasing the home ownership rate to 70% by 2030. And I believe, Mr. Taishi, that this center will act as a catalyst for the introduction of innovative technology, which is one of the key solutions, decreasing cost and developing such housing projects, and also making it in a sustainable approach. And for the Japanese companies that are interested in the Saudi real estate market, the Saudi government, and in alignment with our partners from the Japanese private and public sector like METI and JETRO and Japan Cooperation Center for the Middle East, we look forward to provide significant support, especially for improving technology uptake in the entire value chain of this industry. We launched also recently the Developers Service Center, we call it ITMAM, to create an attractive investment environment for the real estate sector while providing innovative financing solutions to enable potential Japanese businesses and international businesses to enter the Saudi economy. In other words, the Fukushima Research and Development and Manufacturing Center will play a very important role linking the Japanese and Saudi companies together to capitalize on the upcoming opportunities, like including the 400,000 units of projects, including residential, commercial, and industrial, using modern methods of construction, MMC, by 2025, and much more opportunities in the following years. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad-san. Okay, I think we can understand what more in the Saudi and the Japan. Okay. And the next, I want to have the question to the Goshi-san. Goshi-san is the AI developer and making the Sync World and the digital clone architecture with us. And today he's joining us for the overseas. And today, Goshi-san, can you hear me? It's okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, perfect. So Goshi-san, I want to question you that I think that it's the very interesting thing that we are challenging it to the connecting to the physical thing, to the like the GPT, the large scale modeling. Regularly we are trying to make it by the digital one and make useful for the digital part, but we are trying to make it by the like the GPT to make the physical part to the AI as recognizing it. So please tell about how this kind of the challenge is interesting in for the view from the AI developer.
Okay. Yeah. So there are typically two ways people try to use new technology in business. The first one is when the tech guys like me try to change the whole business to fit the technology. But this doesn't always work well because it might not get enough support from the business or fit its structure because business is also culture and people don't want to change everything drastically.
Yes.
And the second way is when the people in the business try to use new technology to solve their problems, but this also has problems because often the business needs and what the technology can do don't match up. And now, what's really interesting thing with Aizawa's case is that people in the business are the ones choosing to shake things up, like disrupting, with a technology-first approach. I think this doesn't happen very often. And about language model thing, actually, people are already using language processing in building construction, a very hands-on field. A great example of this is CAD. I think Tyson presented about that. CAD, which lots of people already use. CAD can output text data.
Yes, that's
And
important.
this, and this data can describe everything from simple to very complicated buildings, right? And in a way, it's like its own language. We, Aizawa and me, have seen good results from experiments where advanced language model was used on CAD. This shows us that Aizawa's idea of digital cloning in architecture isn't just a future dream, but something we can really do now. Because digital cloning is working with language model, I think.
Yes. So we can start at the first step, right, for this kind of the making. So Mashael-san, we can start in the front of in the world to make the kind of the physical and the collaboration with the GPT or like the large language model. How do you think about it?
It's not a thinking, that's the reality. That's what
it's
we're
a
going
reality,
to do. So we will show the world that our success case, which will be a strong example of the implementation of fourth industrial revolution. As you know, the third industrial revolution and second and first never touch construction sector. The third, it's focusing in social media and so. And now your mobile is a transform your life. Social everything, even the media person use the mobile. So that shows a strong example as what even Highness Prince said before. So it shows a strong example that this transformation will be will have a huge positive impact in our life, because mobile just touch our communication, but real estate, housing, building, it's touching our quality of life, touching us directly, our family, our children. If we want to have healthy child, if you want to have innovation people, if we want to have sustainable even in your life, having let's say like different house, or how can I say that, like hot house or different feeling in your house, make your all other life easy, your work, your communication, your happiness. Every one of us looking to be for the happiness in his life, and the integration with future technology, with the reality, physical and virtual, will make your life easy, because the most important things in technology it's to make our life easy. If the technology doesn't make our life easy, that's useless. And that's what we are working for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Taishi-san. And thank you also for our partner that which work hard together to make this in the reality.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so much.
It's become, the very important thing is becoming to the reality. Yes. And so talking about the reality, I want to have the question to Miyake-san, that the Miyake-san is the rare people that the reality that sees from the Japan of the Saudi, because most of the people doesn't know much more about the Saudi, but you are the very rare people to see the Saudi. And the Saudi is a big project, and also Japan has a lot of technology, but we are thinking that there's no stage to do a lot of things, but there's a lot of stage in the world, and also the most important point is the Saudi. So for the long working in the Saudi and Japan, what you think that the high potential of the Saudi, or like the potential that Japan can go into the Saudi and making the business? Can I hear about that?
Okay, thank you, Taishi-san. Perhaps I should give some context for this project, because we have many people here from many backgrounds. So perhaps not all of you are very familiar with this gigantic project. So maybe I will talk a little bit about the very basics of the background of this project. And I am a director from METI, Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, and I'm a director for Middle East and Africa division. So I am responsible for industrial policy of METI for the area of Middle East. So why am I here? Because this is one of the most important Japan-Saudi collaboration, and under the Japan-Saudi Vision 2030. As Taishi-san just introduced, Saudi Arabia adopted their Saudi Vision 2030 in the year 2016 by the Crown Prince MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. And this year, 2016, Japan came to collaborate with Saudi Arabia to make this vision reality. So in the same year, in 2016, we established the Saudi-Japan Vision 2030 by the late Prime Minister, Mr. Abe. And since then, we have 7 years passed. So toward the 2030, from the 2016, we have 7 years. So we are in just the middle point.
Yes,
so this is the critical point.
Yes.
And so under this Saudi-Japan Vision 2030, we have the already 4th round of ministerial dialogues between my minister, METI, Minister of Economy Minister, as well as the Saudi Minister of Investments, Mr. Al-Falif. And under this framework, we have more than 70 entities from the both governments, and there are more than 80 projects are ongoing. There are many projects like not only the industry, but also the like tourism, finance, and the hospitals, medicals, and the culture and others. And one of the most important thing is this project. Because under this framework, the SAEDAN, Mashael-san is the CEO of the SAEDAN For Development. This is one of the most leading Saudi Arabian developer, real estate developer, or the very big company anyway. And the Aizawa-san, Aizawa Quartz Concrete, is based in Sapporo, but it's one of the leading concrete maker, as we know from the opening speech just now from the President Aizawa. Aizawa-san is a very, the visionary person. He's bringing a cutting-edge technology, and he's innovative. And from his speech, we all know that this project is not only just a 3D additive manufacturing concrete, the engine drone. It's not. It's more than that. It's more about the green, for example, capturing the carbon dioxide, and we hear about the self-healing concrete for the longevity of the concrete, so that reduce the carbon emission, and also for the energy security. We also know that the Aizawa-san is now developing the floating wind turbine. So this is for the energy security. And now we have in Fukushima, Namie here, we have this gigantic concrete building
Yeah.
for the research and development and the marketing and manufacturing, as just Aizawa-san has said. And this is open public, but the Aizawa-san has the program to receive Saudi people to be trained here in this
Yes.
MRD center.
Yeah.
So this is why I am supporting. Actually, the government is happy to assist this project because this is for the people-to-people exchange between Saudi Arabia and Japan. And they come to think of it, because as Mashael-san has described, this is for creating the accommodation for the Saudi people, because there are so many Saudi young people who are eager to have their own houses at the timely manner with the affordable prices in an environmentally friendly way. So come to think of it, there is no way, no reason why we don't assist this project. So I hope, the Aizawa-san has just mentioned, the theme of this program is Yui. It's the bonding or ties or the connection.
Yes.
So I hope every one of you here would join us to assist this project to come into the reality. Because as Mashael-san always says, this is the future. That's what I want to say at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miyake-san. Maybe I have to say that kind of the word, but Miyake-san did it, so really thank you. And I want to know that really the same thing, that this place, the RDM Center, is the place of the Yui. We have to connection everyone, and we have to explore and go to the overseas, and we have to connect a lot of people in a lot of world. So I want you guys to use this facility. This is not only our facility, it's the all year facility. The time you join and you entrance to the RDM, it's the start point to join in our facility. So it becomes to that kind of the liquid art that in the grand opening and the entrance part you see it. It's one of the part you are already one of the part in the entrance in the RDM Center. So please recognize about that. Yes.
Like a one-stop shop for the latest technology.
Yes.
Taishi-san allowed me to thank Mayaki-san for your kind support, and also Japanese government. This project has getting strong support from Japanese government and also funding us for research and development. Thank you so much. As he mentioned that we need everyone to change the world, to make our life better, to raise our quality of life for our nation, for the human basis. We need every one of you to join us. We will also have a research and development center in Saudi Arabia, collaborate with this. It will be the 4th branch, working with Ozawa company. And we welcome all of you, the professor from all university around the world, the businessmen, the companies. You are welcome to join us. Let's put our hand together. Let's work together. Let's make our future better. Let's make the human future better for our children, for our nation. You are more than welcome to come to Saudi Arabia. This is invitation for everyone. Please just inform us, and you are more than welcome to see Saudi Arabia in reality. As I said, seeing is believing.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so a lot of the conversation is being, but it's become to the last, but the one we want to say is just like that. And also, it's the first day of the Yui, is the starting day. Today is the grand opening day, and we have a lot of professionals in the Saudi and also the Saudi with Japan. So if you have the interest in today's session, please start to conversation and trying to think about maybe it's the Saudi is the good one, or maybe it's not the Saudi. I don't care. I think the Saudi is the best also, but this is the point of the starting point. So it's not just the answer. So this is the point that it's very interesting to develop some kind of the technology. So I want you guys to use this facility and better. That's my mind. Thank you. Okay, so today, Okay, I want to closing for now and digital clone architecture. So these kind of the technology is started in the studying and trying by constructing this RDM center, and we are making some kind of the way to digital cloning the architecture way and changing the architecture way, and we are now trying to make that in the next stage of the Saudi. So I want you guys to watch that what we are doing, what we are now doing in the reality, and we are the future, what we want to show it. So thank you so much for having our time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you so much.